couldn't make a get on the end of it. And what a great finish it is. What a big volley, isn't it? Right so well. What an excellent finish.
Again guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Allied for Set Play Gaming. This is the FIFA 23 West Brom career mode. It is the road to glory with Aidy Boothroyd. It's now season 5, episode 100. Do me a favour guys, if you missed the last episode, which was the season review, it should be in the playlist. I'll put a link to that one. Go back and watch it before you watch this. It's not to be missed. Now, we're going to go into the European Shield. It's a pre-season tournament invite in Italy. I'm going to be playing the likes of Genoa, La Spezia, and also Union Berlin. An opportunity to get some extra prize money, might as well do it. Now, the domestic success is something that they want us to achieve. They want us to avoid relegation in the Premier League this year and reach the round of 16 in the Emirates FA Cup. These are the priorities that we're going to be setting. We will also look at the financial and youth development objectives. That'll be in the next episode. I want to try and focus on bringing players in and getting pre-season out of the way. So with that being said, let's take a look now at what the board has given us. They've increased the transfer budget to a whopping 52.4 million. Based on our performances and everything that we did last year, which gives us tremendous resources to stay in the league. Now, Adam Reach decided to retire last year, who was our backup left back, but we also lost Connor Townsend as well, who was our first choice left back, and he played 40 games for us last year, so that has to be the priority. We have to prioritise bringing in the left back, and we pretty much got to work straight away. The first signing, Josh Timon from Stoke City, for I believe 5.5, 6 million, a bargain fee for somebody, and his overall is 76. So he fits right in to the first team. You can see him here. Great defensive work, great physicals, 5'11", early crosser trait as well. The only thing he really can't do is shoot. But, you know, as long as he can cross the ball to the likes of O'Reilly and Batshuayi in the middle and defend back when we need him to, that's really all that matters, isn't it? And some more transfer news. I noticed that Isaac Hayden was available on a free transfer after leaving Newcastle. He couldn't agree terms. And Aidy Boothroyd wasted no time in signing this guy. And it's quite easy to understand why, because we do need some Premier League experience. This guy offers it, and he's a bit of a utility guy as well. He can also play centre-back in an emergency. He is 31, but he can play in both central midfield and in central defensive midfield. He also has the team player trait as well. So maybe if we put a couple of youngsters in and we need somebody to lead them, this guy is going to be great for us both in the first team and any rotation appearances. Daryl Dike, who basically didn't impress us last year, sealed a quick-fire move to Olympique Marseille. They came sniffing around him, and although they didn't activate the release clause, we did decide to negotiate that and sell him for 18 million. You can see that there. He only scored 6 goals last year, and even though he has 96 strength, there was just no way to utilise that and get the best out of him. So it made sense to move him on. Batshuayi was the first choice striker anyway. And the final signing before we head into the games is Dan Neil in central midfield. We signed him from Sunderland for 7 million. This is definitely something that's going to help us transition from defence to attack. He can also play in defensive midfield in an emergency should we need him to. Let's get on with the games and see how we got on. So we take on Union Berlin in this first game. A good chance for Boothroyd to pretty much test out the depth of his team. We had some players come back from their loans, and we're just going to show you some of the quick fire highlights here. The opening 5 minutes, you'll see here the free kick given away. Not relatively close to goal, but Sibacho here with an aggressive, over-aggressive tackle there on Yakuslu. And free kick here, swung in by Diangana, and then headed in by Timon and Dan Neil on his debut. So both Timon and Neil combining, the new guys combining to set a goal up. Look at him on the edge of the box here. He just runs in, gets a header to it, and Neil, even though it's on his left foot, his weaker foot, he manages to control it and fire it off before the goalkeeper can get across and make a save. And it's a fantastic start for us against Union Berlin. Boothroyd applauding even the work by the new signings. And then on 26 minutes, Diangana is going to exchange passes. Timon onto Diangana, great cross, controlled by Lopez, and then slotted past the goalkeeper. And once again, danger down this left-hand side. In light of what Tom told me towards the back end of the season, he said that I should pretty much play Diangana in his preferred left midfield role. And I actually think that that's something, it's a fair point. I preferred him to be on the right and cut in on his left, but maybe he needs more assists, so it makes sense for him to play on the left-hand side. We're going to give it a go. And then on 32 minutes, Nonto exchanges passes with Sibacho, and his shot goes wide of the post. Once he gets into that box there, Nonto should be doing better than that. He manages to get a shot off, and then we go into the second half. 74 minutes. Grau into Schaefer. Schaefer into Sibacho. He holds off Barkley, and Nonto puts it into the bottom corner, and it's game on. I was a bit disappointed with this because you'll see here Sibacho gets the ball. Barkley comes across. He actually gets a toe on it. So I didn't slide, I didn't try to do anything stupid. He actually won the ball, but it ends up running into the path of Nonto. We got a bit unlucky there. And then on 79 minutes, Furlong's cross, Diangana throwing himself at it. Not really the kind of attempt that you want to see him go for. And then in stoppage time, Batshuayi with a fantastic header. But the goalkeeper getting across to make the save. And the full-time score ends 2-1. We didn't do too badly there, and it's a good workout for the players in pre-season. A good look at some of the newer players as well to see what they can do and integrate into a new system. We did try 5-4-1 today, and I think that definitely helped. On to the next game against La Spezia. Alright, so into the second game. We started well. We reverted in this game from 5-4-1 back to our old 4-2-3-1 as we took on Italian opposition in La Spezia in this second pre-season game, and it only took 4 minutes for them to get an attempt, and Zola with the turn on Hayden, and he goes for the shot. Josh Griffiths being preferred in goal, and a fantastic save here at the near post as he reaches up and tips it over. Good save, lad. This guy apparently has 80 potential, so we're going to try and unlock that. And Zola down the right-hand side. I'm just going to try and see him out, and then Yokushlu comes across. It's pulled across to Aguadello, Kevin Aguadello, with a low shot. And Griffiths not doing too well with that one. I don't know whether it's a half and half this, whether we should be blaming the goalkeeper, or at least be saying, well, why is he allowed to just run in and take that shot? The defenders have to be doing better there. And then on 14 minutes, Shortire with some great footwork sets up Dan Neil. He has scored again. Dan Neil, it's his second game and he's scored twice. Remind me again, this guy is not a box-to-box guy, but he does have good aggression. He does have really good sort of like two-way. He's good both at defending and reasonably good going forward. So 2 goals in 2 games. We almost go 2-1 up there on 19 minutes as Batshuayi is knocked down to O'Reilly, and a good save by Dragowski to make the save. And then Aguadello takes it past Mepham, takes the shot, and a great save by Griffiths on half an hour. Mepham getting sucked into that extra touch, and then he just goes round him. Be interesting to see how Chris Mepham does in the Premier League, because I've been a big fan of him, but towards the end of last season it looked a little bit shaky. Then a few minutes later, Grant down this left hand side, you'll see he's actually got the injury symbol on him. It's a fantastic ball in, and Dan Neil again looking for his third of pre-season. Boothroyd thought, wow, we could have been up there. Second half, 3 minutes after the second half, O'Reilly then to Diangana. Diangana takes it past Christoph, and he's going to cross this into the edge of the 6-yard box. Batshuayi's there, and I thought he was going to score, but Dragowski makes a fantastic stop, turning it over the bar. And then on 59 minutes, Solanke back to Aguadello, and then somehow the ball comes through. And this is kind of eerily similar to the goal in the first game, where it kind of just pops out of the two defenders. I thought we had the bodies here, but obviously not.
That's a clever goal.
So they end up going 2-1 up, and then Nzola showing some skill and strength, and across comes Hayden. He gets sucked into the play, and Dominic Solanke fires them into a 3-1 lead with 19 minutes left. We have not been good enough defensively today in this game. There's some glaring mistakes. And I'm sure the goalkeeper, Griffiths, will be disappointed to have conceded 3 in one game. Not the start he was looking for. Despite playing well, they just pretty much put us to a sword there. And so, not a good result for us. 3-1 to La Spezia, and an injury, of course, to Karlan Grant, which is something to be assessed. But we have one more game to try and put things right. You see there, Kornvig and Solanke with the other 2 goals. Onto the final game. So, not good news. Karlan Grant has suffered a broken toe. He's going to be out for 3 months. We are a little bit light on the wide positions. We have allowed some players to leave on loan, and I could recall them, but I think I'm actually going to try and sign a bit more quality. So let's keep posted, and hopefully we can bring in some extra quality to the side before the season begins. Alright, so some quick transfer news here. We have strengthened our defence depth. Sepp Vandenberg comes in on a year-long loan from Liverpool. You can see, in terms of the other players that are around him, he is just as good as Dara O'Shea. So this guy's going to command some quality game time, and obviously now there's some big competition for places at centre-back. We have also agreed to bring in Jonathan Panzo. He's also agreed a 1-year loan move from Nottingham Forest. Again, 75 overall. So now that means we have Dara O'Shea at 77, Vandenberg at 77. We have Jonathan Panzo at 75, and Chris Mepham at 74. That means Barkley's probably going to go out on loan, but I'll keep you posted on that and let you know what happens. Alright, so the final match of pre-season, and a chance to dust ourselves off and maybe go into the Premier League with a positive result. And in the opening 2 minutes, you'll see here Gilmour, Billy Gilmour that is, making his debut for Genoa, into Adamu. Adamu on the turn, plays it into Gilmour. It's a great shot, but Bailey Peacock-Farrell getting across to tip that wide. And then from the corner, it's swung in. Bardi swings it in, and a great header tipped over the bar acrobatically. We win the ball back with some aggressive play there, and then Batshuayi spins Fernandez, goes for the shot. It's a great save by Bertode as he tips that wide. Batshuayi didn't score in the last game, so I'll be looking for a goal today. And then Batshuayi, just before half time here, Diangana takes it past Heidelton and then plays it in. Josh Timon from this left hand side into Batshuayi, and he knocks it past Bertode. It's 1-0 on the stroke of half-time. It's a fantastic goal. And Josh Timon's already showing what he can do from the left-hand side. He's been involved quite a fair bit in this early pre-season, and it's good to see him getting those crosses into the box. That's what we want to see. That's what we paid the money for. And in the second half, on 48 minutes, you'll see we're trying to desperately get the ball away. They win the ball back by Vasquez, then Gilmour into Bardi. Adamu goes to turn, great defending, and then it's given away. Adamu turns, goes to the top corner, but it's a great save. Peacock-Farrell.
Well, that was a big chance, and really he should have taken that, but let's give credit to the
really good save by the goalkeeper. Looking forward to seeing what he can do in the Premier League. And then on 70 minutes, you'll see Vandenberg holding off Adamu. It's going to come back through. Furlong wins it and then gives it away. And then Adamu with the turn, looking for the corner. I don't like it sometimes when you win the ball and then immediately before you can hit the square to clear it, they just literally like win the ball back straight away because of that high press. And then this goal coming on 83 minutes. Gilmour carrying the ball from almost the halfway line, setting up a 1-2. And what was really disappointed about this is, you won't be able to see it, but I was trying to drag Mepham across, and for whatever reason I'm pressing L1 and pressing L1, and by the time I got him it was just too late. Then on 90 minutes, Yakushlu into Lopez. Lopez spots the runner Garan Kuwal, and he's away at the races. He's away from Heidselton into the box. He could square it too. Shola Shortire, but instead he goes to the side foot finish, and Garan Kuwal wins the game. Seconds into stoppage time. He has got that electric pace. As long as we can play balls in behind the defence, he is always going to be a threat with that pace. And so we finish this one with a 2-1 win against Genoa and go into the season proper in our match against West Ham on high spirits with 2 wins in pre-season. Let me know as always what you think in the comments. Alright, so some more transfer news for you. We've been very busy and we noticed that Norwich City had placed Milot Rashica on the transfer list, and given the talent that this boy has and given the squad depth that we need for the Premier League, we swooped in and we signed him for a bargain 4.5 million. So adding further attacking quality to our lineup. Rashica is a great talent. And we also managed to sign another striker coming in from Birmingham City, Tyrese Campbell, for 11 million. You'll see here the page. And now the reason for that is because there's a good chance we might be putting Lopez out on loan. See whether we can get him loaned out. If not, then he'll be around as a sporadic third choice in case Batshuayi picks up an ankle knock or something like that. And obviously with Karlan Grant being out, sometimes he can play striker, so it's useful to have 3 or 4 striking options. Now when we come back, we will be playing West Ham United in the Premier League, as well as Aston Villa, and we've been drawn against Hartlepool in the Cup. Thanks for watching today. If you're enjoying this series, consider watching more content by clicking on the playlist available at the end of this video. Also consider subscribing and enable those notifications, that way you don't miss any up and coming episodes. I'll be back on Tuesday with episode 101 in our bid for survival in the Premier League. Thank you so much for your continued support. This is our lad for Set Play Gaming.